Thank you very much. Senator Budd.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And again, congratulations to you all, and thank you for your willingness to serve. Mr. Dahmer, what's your assessment of how the department is doing in restoring deterrence and preventing China from forcibly seizing Taiwan?
Senator, thank you for the opportunity to address this, and certainly my time as Senate National Security Advisor, and including our trip to Guam together and the Northern Marianas, certainly drove home the central salience of the China challenge and the really critical need to restore deterrence. I think the President's very historic, along with the Secretary, trip to Asia and meeting with Xi has really underscored the President's approach of peace through strength. And while we're centrally focused on the military aspect of peace through strength at the Department and ensuring that our defense strategy and our military forces are able to deter China in the Western Pacific, the President's diplomatic efforts to include with Xi himself are making clear that we can have a modus vivendi with China. We can have peace through our two countries, but that's peace through strength from the American side to ensure that American interests are always advanced.
Thanks for that answer. And this, as a follow-up to that, and this gets at the question Senator Scott was talking about in regards to foreign military sales. You know, President Trump, he signed a deal to sell 100 Harpoon coastal defense systems at the end of his first administration, but only a few of those have arrived in Taiwan. So what do you want to do to ensure the delivery of these defense articles to Taiwan?
Yes, Senator, and it's something that I've, again, in my time in the Senate, those missiles are manufactured in St. Charles, Missouri, and I've been able to see that production line and the challenges, I think, that are emblematic of our defense industrial base more broadly. I think on this specific case, the Department is working very urgently and expeditiously to ensure that Taiwan has the capabilities that it needs to defend itself. And I would be very happy to brief you on a classified setting on the specific measures that the Department is taking on the Harpoons.
I look forward to that. You know, in your advanced policy questions, you mentioned the need to increase security cooperation with the Philippines. So if confirmed, Mr. Dahmer, how would you achieve this, and what role do you see them playing in a Taiwan contingency?
Senator, Philippines is obviously a mutual defense treaty ally of the United States, has a very important geographic position as well along the first island chain. I think the advances that the Department has made in our force posture and presence in the Philippines is absolutely critical to our overall deterrence posture and our strategy in the Western Pacific. And I think continuing to advance that, and if confirmed, the posture angle would be a central focus for me, and also ensuring that our plans appropriately incorporate the abilities of our allies and partners, especially our critical ones like the Philippines.
Thank you. Now, I know our national defense strategy is not yet public, but tell me how you think the Special Operations Forces can be a force multiplier in the Western Pacific, and how do you envision the employment of SOF across the continuum?
Special Operations Forces, in my assessment, provide very unique capabilities in support of the joint force overall, and that's true in great power competition, great power deterrence, and potential conflict, as well as their enduring role in ensuring that the homeland is defended through counterterrorism, et cetera. The unique capabilities, the unique placement and access that Special Operations Forces afford us, to include prior to potential outbreak of high-end conflict, again, provide very, very unique capabilities to the joint force. And if confirmed, I would ensure that Special Operations Forces, including with my colleague in Special Operations and Low Intensity Conflict Office, would be integrated not only in our overall strategy, but in all the aspects of our plans and posture.
Thank you very much. Mr. Borders, I have seen the state of the Old Child Care Center on Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. I know that's a special base to our chairman, as he has spent time and years there. But If confirmed, what recommendations would you give the Secretary of the Air Force to improve child care access to our airmen and their families?
Senator, thank you for that question. That's pretty near and dear to my heart. My son Zane, who lasted about an hour and a half here, we were on a extended wait list. The problem with that is the stress that brings into our Air Force families, our Air Force and Guardian families. There are different programs. We were able to get Zane into a couple of programs that I would like to highlight if nominated, or if confirmed, excuse me. But also specifically start to look at local partnerships. What can we utilize with our local communities? Can we utilize enhanced use leases or intergovernmental service agreements to really kind of get after this problem of childcare? It is a significant problem, and quite honestly, it takes away from the focus of the mission when you're thinking about, where am I going to put my son for the day? How am I going to provide adequate, safe care for him? So if confirmed, Senator, I look at addressing that issue head on.
Thank you very much. And to your son, Zane, that was an impressive hour and a half.
Hour and a half, Senator.
Thank you, Chairman.